Do you ever find yourself lying in the dark, thumb moving on its own, just scrolling? The blue light is the only thing lighting up the room. And you know you should put it down. You're tired. Your eyes hurt. But there's this dread. This tiny, quiet panic at the thought of the screen going black. Because then it's just you. And the silence. And whatever thoughts are waiting for you in that silence. This isn't just about being on your phone too much. This is about using it as an escape hatch. A digital trapdoor you swing open whenever the real world, or your own mind, feels a bit too much to handle. People say it's just a bad habit, a lack of discipline, that we're all just weak for these little dopamine machines in our pockets. But that's not it. Not really. Here's what's closer to the truth. That scroll, that constant click and swipe, it's a numbing agent. It's like a psychological Novocaine. You're at the dentist of your own life, and you're giving yourself the shot before you even feel the drill. A difficult emotion starts to bubble up. Boredom, loneliness, anxiety about a conversation you had, a task you're avoiding, and before it can even fully form, you've already swiped it away. You've replaced it with a viral video, a new notification, an endless stream of content. The immediate consequence? Relief. The noise of the internet drowns out the noise in your head. But the long-term cost is this. You start to become afraid of your own inner quiet. You start to need the Novocaine just to sit with yourself. And the real problem, the thing you were trying to avoid, never gets addressed. It just waits, a little bigger in the now silence. But it goes deeper. It's easy to think this is just distraction, that you're just killing time. But here's what's closer to the truth. Your phone isn't just a distraction. It's a shield. A force field you hold up between you and the raw, uncurated experience of being alive. Think about it. You're waiting in line, and instead of feeling the impatience, the slight awkwardness of standing with strangers, you disappear into your phone. You're at a dinner, a lull in the conversation hangs in the air for a second too long, and instead of sitting in that slight social tension, you reach for it. Let me just check this one thing. The screen is a shield against boredom, against awkwardness, against the simple, sometimes uncomfortable reality of the present moment. You're not just holding a device. You're holding a do not disturb sign for the entire world and for your own feelings. The short-term relief? You never have to feel those small, sharp edges of life. The boredom, the social anxiety, the waiting. But the long-term irony? You miss your own life as it happens. You trade the rich, textured, sometimes uncomfortable reality for a smooth, polished, predictable stream of someone else's highlight reel. You become a tourist in your own existence, always looking at the map on your screen instead of the landscape around you. And there's another layer to this. We tell ourselves we're connecting. That all this scrolling, all this liking and commenting, is about community. But that's not it. Not always. Here's what's closer to the truth. Very often, that digital world isn't a place of connection. It's a place of performance. And it's exhausting. You're crafting a version of yourself to display. You're consuming the crafted versions of others. It's an endless hall of mirrors, and you're constantly checking your reflection in all of them. It feels like socializing, but it's socializing without risk, without the mess of a real human face reacting in real time. It's a simulated intimacy. A connection that asks everything of your attention but very little of your heart. The immediate payoff? You feel seen. You feel part of a tribe. You get that hit of validation when someone likes your thought, your picture, your joke. But the long-term cost is a deep, quiet loneliness. Because you've traded the deep, nourishing silence of being alone for the shallow, buzzing noise of being alone, together. You've substituted real, vulnerable presence for a constant, low-grade performance. And you can feel that hollow ring even if you can't name it. But it goes one layer deeper to the very core. We frame this as an addiction to the phone, to the technology. But that's just the surface. Here's the final, raw truth. You are not addicted to your phone. You are addicted to avoidance. The phone is just the most perfect, most portable avoidance device ever invented. You are using that bright rectangle to avoid the dark, quiet, uncharted territory of your own mind. My screen is a shield against my own thoughts. And maybe your thoughts are anxious, or critical, or full of a sadness you don't want to confront. Maybe they're just boring. Maybe they ask difficult questions of you. Are you happy? Is this the life you wanted? What are you going to do about that problem? The phone offers an instant answer to all of those questions. Swipe. Watch. Click. Don't think. The short-term relief is absolute. It's a cognitive off switch. But the long-term tragedy is that you never get to know yourself. You never get to hear the quiet wisdom that might be underneath the anxiety. You never get to sit with the boredom long enough for it to spark a real, original idea. You are, quite literally, avoiding the one person you're guaranteed to spend your entire life with, you. So let's pivot. Let's look at this from a different angle. This behavior, this constant reach for the digital escape hatch, it's not a moral failing. It's not a sign of a weak will. It is, at its heart, an intelligent adaptation. A brilliant, terrible form of self-protection. Your mind learned a trick. When there is internal discomfort, apply external stimulus. Problem solved. And it worked. In the short term, it worked perfectly. The brain is a problem-solving machine, and it found a solution to the problem of painful, difficult, or tedious feelings. The phone is the bad medicine for a very real wound. The wound of overwhelm. The wound of unresolved emotion. The wound of existing in a world that often feels too loud and too demanding, while also being terrifyingly silent the moment you're alone. You weren't weak for picking up the medicine. You were just trying to feel better. You were trying to survive your own mind. Can you see that? Can you feel a little compassion for that part of you that reached for the shield? It was trying to protect you. It just didn't realize that by protecting you from temporary discomfort, it was preventing you from building a lasting peace. So what do we do with this? We don't start with a dramatic declaration of digital detox. That's just another form of violence against the part of you that's scared. We start with awareness, with a gentle curiosity. Next time you find yourself in that dark room, thumb moving, heart dreading the silence, pause. Just for a second. Don't rip the phone away. Just notice. Ask yourself with genuine kindness, what am I swiping away from right now? Is it a thought? A feeling? A memory? A task? Just name it. Oh, this is anxiety about tomorrow. Or, this is loneliness. Or, this is me avoiding that hard email. That's it. That's the practice. You're not trying to fix it in that moment. You're just turning towards the thing you've been running from and saying, ah, I see you. You are reintroducing yourself to yourself. You are showing that scared part of you that it can be witnessed, and that you can survive the feeling. The phone will still be there. But in that tiny moment of pause, you reclaim a fragment of your own consciousness. You step out of the escape hatch and you stand even for a breath in the reality of your life. Because here is the final, shareable truth we've been circling. The screen offers a world of infinite connection, and it can leave us profoundly lonely. Our own quiet minds, the very thing we're running from, hold the possibility of a depth we'll never find in a feed. The choice isn't between scrolling and suffering. The choice is between numbing the wound and beginning gently to heal it. And that is the quiet rebellion. It doesn't look like smashing your phone. It doesn't sound like a grand declaration. It happens in the space between one scroll and the next. In that breath of silence you choose not to fill. It's you in the dark, finally letting the screen go black. And sitting there, listening to the hum of the quiet. Hearing your own thoughts, not as enemies to be silenced, but as the quiet, ongoing conversation of a life being lived. You realize the escape hatch was never really a way out. It was a door you closed on yourself. And you just found the handle on the inside. The world on your screen is designed to be endless. But your attention, your presence, your one wild and precious life, that is where the real treasure was, waiting in the quiet all along.